These people aren't just people, they're your rivals. Behold, it's a street full of rivals. Look, there's one growing a rival in her belly, double threat, and this one sprouted wheels, devious bastard. We're living in a world in which everyone expects the best of everything, with the unhinged sense of entitlement that used to be the sole reserve of insane Roman emperors or members of the Bullingdon Club. The more we want, the less satisfied we feel. Happiness seems perpetually out of reach. Why? Maybe somewhere along the way we started actually believing what this little electronic bullshitter was feeding us. This week, how TV ruined your life by guffing dreams into your living room. Don't say it didn't, it did. Oh, isn't life brilliant? I mean, just check out this place. The barman's a bloody great hunk. These two are flipping gorgeous. He has got a haircut so cool, it's like he downloaded it from Mars. And you, my friend, are part of all of this too, because you are living the dream. Except you're not, are you? Because the dream's just that, it's a dream. Real life doesn't work like that. Real life's an often fruitless quest for intermittent patches of happiness, interspersed with toil, ennui, divorce, bad haircuts, overpriced box sets, stomach bugs, repetition, stomach bugs, gas bills, sexual dysfunction, Justin Bieber and wasps. This is real life. Waste ground, tramps, bloke eating a rat on a stick. Cameron's Britain. How's your rat? Too chewy? Yeah. See, even his lunch is disappointing, because this is real life. Ugh, that's why it's such a crushing mystery that half the time your TV's eager to stick happy-go-lucky wits like that in your eye. Why? 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 This is the world of aspirational television, aspirational being a wildly popular term in TV land. It's a world in which the majority of people are thin, attractive, witty, sassy, cool, fun-loving, thoughtful and happy and enjoy a life of cocktails, dick and shoes. The basic theory behind aspirational programming is that if you watch beautiful, fun-loving people on TV, you'll somehow feel like they're your friends, whereas in reality, of course, you're essentially just a tramp staring at them from the other side of the room. It seems every other show on TV these days has some sort of aspirational bent, but where did it all begin? Like everything evil in the universe, it came from the world of advertising. Many early adverts were functional things, little more than animated flickering billboards extolling the practical virtues of the products they were pushing.
Before his toast and tea, give him a good big plate of cornflakes. No cooking, no messy washing up, eaten and digested like lightning.
But as consumers began to realise that most products were basically the same, because it's all just stuff, isn't it? Advertisers began attaching fantasies to the products they were hawking. And often this fantasy was an opulent vision that could be all yours for the price of something that tasted like a refrigerated human organ inside chocolate. As the 60s swung into view, cool was the primary dream. The lucky cool adversods lived in a world of glamour, travel, foxy burqa babes and nice hair. Of course, instead of hair goo, they were actually flogging you a membership card. Buy this MacGuffin and you too can be one of the fortunate happy ones, complete with an enviably cool lifestyle. Then the 70s arrived and everything outdoors was shit awful. But luckily, the 2 or 3 members of the population who weren't outside rioting or being bombed or gobbed on were indoors being distracted by eerie images of upmarket aspirational living.
Lovely taste of Nescafe Gold Blade.
For that very special taste.
As the 80s approached, the advertiser's desirable vision of the high life stuck. Conspicuous consumption was being celebrated for its own sake. Perhaps you could get your hand on luxury every day. But somewhere along the way, the glitzy, aspirational values of commercials leaked out and started infecting popular dramas. I first became aware of it in the 80s as shows like Dallas brought the billionaire lifestyle to the plebeian masses. Dallas was a sumptuous, conspicuously decadent soap detailing the existence of a family of impossibly wealthy American oil shits living empty lives. But even though it was clear money wasn't bringing the Ewings happiness, it was impossible not to envy them. Dallas was a massive hit which chimed with the money-worshipping 80s, which is why the BBC tried making its own version, Howard's Way, in which the sun-kissed oil barons were replaced by the rain-battered yacht set. It starred a regatta of barnacled curmudgeons racing to acquire swank wagons and drink problems, the winner being the one who hoarded the biggest treasure trove of red things. Getting ahead involved endlessly barking business-flavoured claptrap at one another.
The entire design department is going, in the amalgamation.
God.
Shows like this helped shift our perception of tycoons and the importance of money itself. Game shows are a surefire indicator of how our relationship with money has changed. Not so long ago, everyone on game shows was chummy and nice, like this bunch.
Let's meet the blue team.
Hi, I'm Debbie Kate.
Hello, Debbie.
Max Rutherstone.
Welcome, Max.
Felix Proud.
Hello, Felix. Welcome.
And I'm Penny Lowe.
Hello, Penny. Nice to see you.
And the shows themselves largely revolved around the simple pleasure of participating in a glorified parlour game on a ropey set.
Who
Had
lots
of
money?
Once the game was done, the contestants were delighted to accept mere products as prizes.
Tea's made, please.
Oh, you want the cheese made, do you? Fine, you can have that. It's the cheese made for you.
And the whole shebang ended on an upbeat note as the fun gang of beaming neighbours waved goodbye to the cadavers back home. See ya! But now cold steel menace and raw money is the order of the day, and the game is a dog-eat-dog accumulation festival culminating in a bitter dispute.
You're pathetic.
Don't get personal.
No,
It's
you
only
are.
a
You're
show.
pathetic.
It's a game show.
You're a
Showing me
selfish
a
cunt.
Oh, it's like watching people knife each other to death in a skip, but less sexually arousing. Another harbinger of change is the shifting portrayal of wealthy people on screen. Back in 1985, while their lifestyles looked glamorous, fictional billionaires like JR were clearly the bad guys. 20 years later, actual living, breathing tycoons were being celebrated, and the more explicitly ruthless they were, the brighter their stars shone.
You're sacked. You're sacked. You're sacked. Now get out. So, your big idea was a ginger beer stall. Jake, this was your handiwork, was it? If I had to head a Kawasaki over and he asked to see an example of British marketing strategy and I showed him this, what do you think he'd say? Since you're too dim to speak when prompted, I'll tell you he'd say nothing. He's Japanese, they're a polite species. He'd look at it and simply stand there, letting the shame hang silently in the air like a hot fart in a cold waiting room. Do you understand me? No, said the little boy from Thickington. Do you know where Thickington is? It's in Backwoodshire, twin with Knucklehead on Dunce. What I'm saying is, you're stupid. If you were beaming right now, I'd tell you to wipe it off your fat face, because even though he shat that out on his own volition, you're more to blame, if anything, for failing to intervene. Regular Johnny hands in pockets, aren't you? I suppose if your mum was drowning, you'd stand there and watch, would you? Eating peanuts and blowing off each time she choked down another neckful of pond. Well, the wrapper's a load of toot. What's the toffee like? Tastes like something left in a kettle after the Dresden firebombing. Did you brew this or find it in a jar outside a Welsh clinic? Let the customer keep the cup, did you? Do you know how much those cups cost me? Didn't factor that in. No, let benevolent King Muggins pay the piper. Well, this ain't Clare bloody Cook bloody Uland. You stunted jokes. You appalling, hairless little men. Shut it. Glue it shut, fold it over, roll it into a cone and work it up your dirt box. You're sacked. And you're sacked. You're both sacked. Now get out. Send your parents in so I can have them both strangled.
Only two things separate us from the beasts. One, the beasts are terrible at changing duvet covers. They tend to pull them over their heads and then panic because the sun's disappeared. And two, the beasts don't use money. They've got no idea what it is or what it's for. Have you ever seen a dog confronted by a credit card? It just looks like a four-legged idiot. Money is terrible. It's just a depressing way of boiling our wonderful world down to a set of grey, eyeless, dickless little numbers and then using them to screw each other over. Oh, one for me and one for you. Ooh, you've got one more than me. I'm going to stab you in the ribs. That's what money is. I mean, look at the sort of twerper miscreant who understands money. Just listen to this Belming twink.
Very impressive. And their outlook for 2012 has just been raised from 64.
Once you've accumulated plenty of money, TV encourages you to invest it all in a box made of bricks. Rich people used to stop us noticing how privileged they were by tinting their car windows or hiding behind high walls where you couldn't kill them. But now TV allows you a peek behind the gates, and frankly it's harrowing. Cribs is a highly successful variant of Through the Keyhole, in which a very rich person shows you the rewards which society has granted them for being important and successful and loved, and you have to guess who in God's tit they are.
What up, MTV? It's your boy Mims, and welcome to my crib. Come inside.
Oh yeah, right, it's your boy Mims. We're going round your boy Mims's house, everyone. I don't know why he's famous. Maybe he invented super noodles. It's effectively a shopping channel of stuff that could have been yours if you'd been born in America and learned to rap rather than sitting on your arse in Taunton watching Cribs. Cribs dangles the aspiration carrot so impractically out of reach they might as well put it on a 1,000,000-mile-long stick tied to a rocket that's been fired into a black hole. People have always wanted nice houses, obviously. They're not mad, but back in the day, your options were limited. If you were poor, you had to live in a cramped tin full of relatives and cholera. If you were middle class, you had a bigger home. And if you were a member of the aristocracy, you lived in Downton Flippin' Abbey. People largely accepted whichever kind of hovel they'd been allotted. And then in the 80s, Thatcher legalised council houses or whatever, and suddenly everyone wanted one. And glamorous TV ads made the dream look attainably easy.
Washing machine, fridge, oven and hob. And we can afford it with Wimpy's financial help, can't we?
Yeah, that's it. Ask the man for approval, you stupid, downtrodden cow. But having purchased the roofs over their heads, people didn't really know what to do with themselves. I mean, what are you actually meant to do in a house? Raise a family? Start a bottle top collection? Sit there and die? No wonder people went mad and started desperately trying to spruce their flippant death boxes up in a bid to kill time. TV soon noticed this and began knocking up cheapo home improvement guff castles like changing rooms, which took the concept of interior design and married it to the concept of people slinging any old crap together and generated several hundred hours of television in the process.
See, I thought we'd put it on there like that.
What, that's it?
Yeah, just screw it in there like that.
All right, yeah, wall moustache. Yeah, you've doubled the value of that house, you genius. The ultimate in homemade pornography has to be pornography made from homes. Televised aspirational showrooms such as Channel 4's Grand Designs, which offers a tantalising glimpse of the kind of dream house you too could be dwelling in if only you had several £100,000 and or 6 months of leisure time to spare. The presenter, Kevin MacLeod, whose name even makes him sound like a man who's stepped out of a dream, fronts the show in the manner of an enthusiastic curator leading you on a personal tour around a museum of cosy middle-class satisfaction.
Because it's a listed building, the exterior will have to remain comparatively unchanged.
I like these bits because they're a bit like a video game, albeit a painfully middle-class one. In fact, I'd put Grand Design's CGI walkthrough at number 1 in my list of the 4 most middle-class video games of all time, just ahead of School Run Turismo, Super Artisan Bread Maker and Nigel Slater's Coriander Panic. Largely, though, it's an envy generator as we shit-sofaed schlubs look on, moving from mild interest to outright fury. Oh, that's a nice fireplace. What a wonderfully huge kitchen. Oh, I love the way the windows let the light into their lovely house. Oh, they've got a pool. Oh, you've got a fucking pool. Thanks to shows like this, it somehow feels like it's not enough to just own a reasonably okay house anymore. Instead, you can feel a lingering sense of failure for dwelling inside anything other than an architecturally fascinating 4,000-foot translucent diagram with a gigantic mauve egg in the middle for you and your revolting kids to shit into. Ugh, depressing. Still, at least you can comfort eat. Food is another aspirational touchstone. It's not good enough to simply heat up a pie anymore. No, today you're supposed to be some kind of gastronomic show pony with a signature dish of your own. This rat's coming along nicely. Once upon a time, cookery programmes used to concentrate on the business of cookery.
Well, today we're going to take a look at some recipes using offal, or spare parts as I like to call it, because I never did like the word offal. Anyway, whatever you call it, offal or spare parts, liver and kidneys are certainly very good for us, and most nutritionists suggest that we should eat them well at least once a week to be really healthy and get all the correct vitamins that we need.